Hello and welcome. This is a reading for Taurus for January 2023. Welcome to the table, Taurus. I've cleared the energy in the room. I have pre-shuffled the cards, but I will shuffle them again for you. I'm an intuitive reader and I read in real time. I hope you've had a lovely Christmas. I use a 10 card spread, 5 along the top row and 5 along the bottom row. I talk about those cards as they come out, and then I overlay them with a second deck of cards, and I talk about those cards as well. And if we need any clarifying cards, I will pull those from a third deck. Now I do need you to remember that the cards are gender neutral, so when I say he, she, they, it can mean anyone of any gender. It's just that the cards are used to convey an energy of a character rather than a specific gender. Okay, I hope you enjoy the flowers from my garden. They're looking very nice at the moment. And the crystals have all been in a salt bath, and I've also cleared them with the gong. The pink crystals at the front here, if any of you are not feeling well or strong, focus on those crystals for just a little while. I have put some healing energy into those crystals. Okay, let's start the reading. Okay, the Fool, first card upright. 4 of Swords in reverse. The Hermit upright. Queen of Swords in reverse. 5 of Swords upright. Queen of Pentacles in reverse on the bottom row. The Hanged Man. Strength in reverse. 7 of Cups. And Death in reverse. Don't worry about death. Death is not always a literal death. Just because it's on the table is not necessarily scary. I shall look at the bottom of the deck, or I'll show you first. Here we go. What can you see there? Let me have a look. Okay, oh, interesting. He's the Page of Swords. He looks very much like the Fool. I'll just show you both cards. They're got a similar kind of energy. Young and carefree. That one's in reverse, but I'll put that there. Okay, so I'll talk about these cards and then I'll overlay them with a second deck. So this is the commencer. This is for January for Taurus. So Taurus, it looks like you're starting January carefree, free of commitments, free of bad attitudes, free of your old attitudes, not carrying much luggage, blown in the wind, and off to see what lies in the world for you next. Okay, you've put down the last sword. 4 of Swords is usually a period of having rest and recuperation. Perhaps you've not been feeling well, or perhaps January starts off with you feeling fatigued, just when you hope to start your new journey. So this is taking rest as you require it, okay? So even your new journey may require some rest, or maybe that's why you're starting your new journey. But you have put down your swords, so that is something that tells you you're not doing any battles at the moment. The Hermit is a quiet time, going within, reflecting, perhaps starting your spiritual journey. And actually this could be starting a spiritual journey as well, because we've got the chapel window there. Perhaps having time to think about your spiritual future, maybe going on a retreat, maybe going somewhere quiet to meditate, to pray. Queen of Swords, she's always seeking the truth. Okay, she's high up in the mountain as well. As you can see, it's a little bit like the Hermit, has a similar energy. The Hermit has withdrawn from society, withdrawn from the crowds, and he's gone to look within. Now the Queen of Swords, she knows what's the truth. She doesn't necessarily need to retreat to know the truth. She already knows the truth. She uses her intuition. She's in reverse. So perhaps this is a call to you to use your wisdom and your intuition. It's a transformative card. She has butterflies on her crown. So, you know, maybe you're going through a period of transformation and perhaps finding the truth. It's interesting that's in reverse. I'm not quite sure why. Okay. The Five of Swords, not a nice card. This can be gossip and slander and nasty words and fights. A battle of some sort. Leaving behind a sad situation, perhaps. Walking away. It's not the happiest card in the deck. It never makes me feel very happy when I see it. It can imply that the person at the front with the swords has damaged the other people and doesn't care. Or perhaps the other people are just like, well, you can think what you like. I'm going my way, and they're walking off. Although this one does look like a little bit like he's crying in the background, the very third small person. So usually it can mean cross words, harsh words. It can be thoughts as well. Not sure how that relates. You've got the Queen of Pentacles here in reverse at the beginning of the reading under the Fool. So maybe you've saved for a trip and you're going to spend your money to go on a trip. Or perhaps you've spent some money or saved some money to pay for a retreat or some time out. Maybe you just want to have a little bit of a break, a gap year. Perhaps you've just had enough of the world after the way we've been through lots of political turmoil, and we've been through COVID, and now we're going through financial turmoil as well. Perhaps you've decided you're going to spend your money and you're going to go and have a bit of a time out. The Hanged Man. This is a sacrifice card. A card of sacrifice. Pausing, stopping, thinking, achieving your halo. It can be spiritual introspection. So that's very much under here, this rest period. I am feeling that in this case, Taurus, this is a journey or a quest for you to find your spiritual growth, or perhaps to meditate. Perhaps things have been very rough for you. It also looks like gathering strength is in reverse. Perhaps again, because this card is also in reverse, perhaps you're just worn out. Perhaps the last few years have left you feeling totally worn out. And that could be the case too. And you just feel that you'd like to consider your future and what you're going to do with it. Seven of Cups, the Wish card. Now, the Wish card can be many, many things to many people. There are lots of cups out there. You can choose anything you like. But everything has a price on it. Okay, if you choose travel, you may not be able to afford jewellery. If you choose jewellery, you may not afford a home. If you choose a home, you may not be able to explore the wilderness. Everything comes at a price. Not everything's good either. Some things that you think are going to be good don't always turn out to be quite as good as you'd hoped for. So the clear thinking card here is above that. So it's giving you, pardon me, some indication that you need to have clear thinking when you're making a choice as to where you put your emotions. Okay, don't just hand your emotions out willy-nilly. You need to actually think about what you're doing, even though emotions are usually free-flowing. This card here is asking you to use your intuition as well. Clear thinking. You know, this is this sort of mystical energy here. A little bit of mystical energy along the top and here. So before you make a choice, go inside and use your intuition a little bit. See what's going to give you the best outcome. What's going to help you to grow, what's going to help you to become a better person, and what's going to enrich your life. Okay? Don't listen to anyone who criticises your decisions. Okay? Criticism is easily given, very hard to take back. Criticism and hurtful words, they can flow very freely, but that you can't take them back very easily. You've got death here, so Death is the end of something or the resurrection of something. It's in reverse. It's interesting that this figure is quite dark. But be careful. This card is a warning. This is this card here is always a little bit threatening, I always feel. Be careful that you don't cause pain to other people, that put them in a very dark place, that make them feel that they are not good enough. But also, if people have criticised you, you are good enough. Don't believe any criticism. They're words, and words can be quite damaging, so be careful. Here's the Page of Swords. He's a very inquiring mind. This is a little bit of an immature energy, perhaps, very inquiring, somebody who's going off to study and learn. It's in reverse. So be careful with your words. I think that's what these cards are saying here, is be careful with your words. Okay, let's have a look, Taurus, and see what else we've got here for you. So far, not too bad. If you're going on a spiritual quest, I think that's a wonderful thing to do, to reevaluate your life and see what's important to you. It's what do you want to do before you die? There are only, it's a bucket list. It's almost, this is almost like a bucket list, I've got my bucket list. I need to explore things before I die. I get that. We've all got things we need to do. So, but be careful you don't hurt people in the process. Okay. So if it is a bucket list before you die, good on you. Make clear decisions. Think carefully about what you do. Use your intellect to make sure that you spend your money wisely, because you can only spend it once. It takes a long time to earn. You can only spend it once. I'm very much getting that's a bucket list. Okay, let's have a look. Let's clarify the Fool, please, for Taurus for January 2023. I think we're all hoping that 2023 will be a little bit more joyful than the last few years we've had. Seems to have been quite a lot of conflict around the world, and a lot of conflict in our personal lives as we try to negotiate through all the things that the world has thrown at us. But I think the world itself seems to be struggling somewhat. Okay, here we go, the Fool. Okay, this is a contract in reverse. So to me it looks like you could even be quitting your job, walking out, just like, I've had enough, I can't do this anymore. And maybe there's a loss of income, because this is almost, to me, in reverse, a broken contract, particularly with the Fool there. So I'm thinking perhaps that you are walking away from something. Okay, I hope that doesn't cause you financial loss, but if you do need to go on a journey, perhaps you have got to make a decision. You may have been ill. You may have even been diagnosed with some sort of illness. But if you're walking away from something, make sure you're making the right decision. Not so much about you've obviously made the decision to walk away, but be careful about what you decide to do next. Excuse me while I have a drink of water. Okay, let's clarify the Four of Swords in reverse. Okay, the Chariot. So you're moving quickly. Moving very, very quickly. You've had your rest, or you're going to have some rest, and that's it. You're off. You're off. Made up your mind and you're off. Okay, no, we're not taking those because they've just jumped out for no reason. Let's have a look at the Hermit. We clarify the Hermit. And you can see the Hermit has a star in his lantern. Okay, so the star is looking for cosmic or divine clarification. Let's put it the word as clarification. He's trying to work out what his purpose is in life. Clarify the Hermit. Okay, Ace of Cups. Ace of Cups is usually a very happy card, overflowing love and emotional love. It's in reverse. Perhaps it's saying to you that if your heart is overflowing, it's easy to give your love, but if you don't feel full in yourself, if your heart is not full, then you can't provide for others. Okay, make sure you give to yourself first. It does look like you need to give to yourself. There's something here about this spread on the table that's saying to me that you need to give something to yourself. Okay, let's have a look at the Queen of Swords. Queen of Swords, clear thinking. Okay, Eight of Wands. Opportunities, different opportunities. Fast moving again here, so be careful that what you're choosing is an opportunity that's good for you, that fills your heart with love, that makes you feel that you're doing something useful and that gives you growth. Okay, let's have a look at this Five of Swords cards. The more I look at that card, the more I don't like that card. And perhaps he's cleaning up after a fight. That could be. I'm not too sure about that. Okay, Eight of Swords in reverse. So Eight of Swords is usually about feeling trapped or constrained, restricted. Fears, worries, anxieties. This can be a card of self-sabotage. This one here can be self-sabotage as well. Don't self-sabotage yourself with your thoughts and your worries. Okay. If you do your clear thinking, make a decision, stick with it, go with it, and try not to worry too much about the other things, okay? And again, this person here, the Page of Swords, he can come rushing in. He's a bit immature. So it's probably counselling you to be careful what you think. To not rush, okay? To not be hasty with your decisions. Not be hasty with your words either. Okay, you've got quite a few swords here. So not haste. Whatever you do, don't be hasty with your thoughts, your decisions, or your words, okay? Be careful. Queen of Pentacles. We have a look at the Queen of Pentacles in reverse on the bottom row. Okay, Ten of Pentacles, lovely card. This is often the retirement card. Having sufficient money to spend time with your family, have a nice home or have a home. It's a card of comfort, being comfortable. Okay, being comfortable. Okay. Well, it looks like this contract here above it, it may have affected your finances, or maybe you're just coming to retirement. Perhaps your retirement, perhaps this is Taurus heading to retirement. I'm going to be carefree, no more working for me. I'm going to retire. And when I retire, I'm going to rest and reflect and think what I want to do. That could be the case. This is fast-moving energy. But don't be fast-moving with your thoughts. Be careful, considered. Okay? Make sure it's something that fulfills you. Not something that you think is exciting, but later on leaves you feeling empty. We do the Hanged Man. Okay. That was easy, wasn't it? Ten of Wands. Ten of Wands. Putting your burden down. No longer carrying this burden, whatever that burden's been. Now that could be work, feeling that work was a burden. Or some other thing, okay? You've sacrificed yourself long enough. Now it's your time. These two tens here, you've got the Fool and two tens. So it's definitely, something has come to an end, okay? You no longer have this struggle, this heavy load to carry. You don't have to climb all the stairs with all those wands, okay? So something has been given up here, and it looks perhaps like a job and starting a new journey. And you've looked at your money, and I think you're going to have enough to make you comfortable. Well, that's looking pretty good so far. I'd be pretty happy with that. This card here, the Hanged Man, is a little bit of a pause, bit of introspection, again, making sure you've got what you want. And he's making a number 4 with his legs, so that's security as well. So thinking about your security, okay, that's, even though the card is a number 12, but then 12 can be divided 3 times and receive the 4. So something to do with your security, make sure you're stable and you're secure, okay. Make sure your decision is correct. You've got two sort of, this is a representative of a number 4 and a number 4. So this is talking about stability and security. We've got the Strength here in reverse. Let's have a look what that's all about. Okay, Prince of Cups. Okay, so this is quite an emotional card. Riding the horse, so it's coming in reasonably quickly, as you can see, with sort of waterfall behind, so that can be gushing emotions. You've got the Ace of Cups here as well in reverse. I'll move on and we'll see what that again, you've got here, this is almost what I call a fantasy card. So be careful that if you meet someone and they're making declarations of love and you know, promises and, you know, lots of sweet emotions, that you're not, that because you may have been lonely, and if you're lonely you can quickly fall into a trap that somebody who's providing, it could be just a fantasy. Do you know what I mean? It may not be the real thing. Make sure it is the real thing, because this is a lonely card, and this has a bit of a lonely energy as well as this one. So be careful if you've recently retired, or you've got, you know, you're making a decision here that you meet somebody who makes huge declarations of love, that make sure it's genuine. You know, assess it, test it. Okay, let's clarify the 7 of Cups, please. The 7 of Cups. I mean, it may be the genuine thing, but this one's in reverse. So, and also you've got here this. So it's sort of a wish, but to me it's like, there. Can you see they're in the clouds? So it can be fantasy or daydream. So be careful. And this one's got this gushing emotion behind it, this downspilling of water. So just be a little bit on the cautious side. Use your clear thinking. You know, don't turn yourself on your head and suddenly decide I'm not thinking anymore. I'm just going to go with my heart. You still need to have some clear thinking, particularly if you've got money involved here, because there are a lot of scammers out there. Let's have a look at this 7 of Cups. Okay, 5 of Wands. Again, you've got Wands in reverse, so this is action and creativity, fast moving, but in reverse. So this is squabbles. Again, defending yourself. They can be petty squabbles, but they're squabbles. Maybe squabbles deciding what you go after. It's just a little bit of a kind of a caution here, I'd say. Just be a little bit cautious. You've got some funny energy just around here. Just be a little bit cautious. You at least have it in the back of your mind. It doesn't mean not do anything. Let's have a look at Death. Death is always a terrifying card for most people. It's not meant to be terrifying, because, you know, you've got this flag here, this rose on the card is supposed to represent resurrection. You know, when out of the ashes and out of the dust, new things grow. Okay? Let's clarify Death. Okay. 10 of Cups in reverse. The 10 of Cups is happy times with family. Very, very happy times. It's in reverse. That doesn't mean that you're not going to have happy times. But if the family is involved in something here, just be very careful with what you say, what you think, what you do, okay? Because sometimes you can, a rash statement, something where you've just rushed in and said something, could end up doing some damage. I'll just show you what's on the bottom of the deck, and then I'll take a look. Oh, you've got the Fool again. Oh my goodness. Okay. Well, there you go. It's like I said, this is a carefree energy. Carefree energy, starting again. Both of these are a little bit carefree. This one is warning because it's in the reverse position. It's warning you that perhaps don't be too rash with any decisions you make. But this is a carefree energy. Starting anew. You've got starting anew at the beginning and starting anew at the end of the reading. So, very nice energy. Very nice energy. This is a cup of love coming in. But because it's underneath the Ace of Cups, just make sure, and it's on top of the Strength, this to me would be, test that love. Test that love. If it's a new love, test the love before you rush off and completely put your heart somewhere. Make sure it's been tested, because if it goes wrong later on, then you can find yourself restricted, and you will be like, oh, how did I get myself into this mess? But otherwise, look, it looks pretty good. Oh, you've got the Fool energy. I'd be very happy with that. If this is a retirement card, it does look pretty good. Again, watch your speech. I might just clarify that at the end there. That looks a little bit strange. I might actually clarify these cards. Can we clarify Death and the Ten of Cups, please? Now, 10 is an ending as well. So we've got 1, 2, you've got 3 10s, 1, 2, 3, 4. You've got endings there. So look, you've got confirmation that something is coming to an end, and you've got the Fool starting the new journey. So definitely things are coming to an end. And it looks like there's going to be very quick changes in January. Okay? So that actually looks quite good. It's always nice to have an ending of some sort. Are you retiring? In which case that would be very nice to retire. Let's have a look at the Ten of Cups and Death. Ten of Cups and Death. I hope I've touched on some of the points that maybe as you go through January you go, oh, well, that's good. She did warn me about that. Okay, here we go. This is Strength again. So again, strength in, as you can, pardon me. Oh dear, another drink, please. So that's strength, gathering strength, okay? I'm not quite sure why you need strength. I don't think that's an operation. I'm not feeling an operation. I guess it's possible, but it's interesting that you have got the Strength card twice. But it also means anything is possible. But go within yourself again, part of this hermit thing. Find what makes you strong. What qualities do you have that make you a strong person? And sometimes other people see that you're clear thinking as being you're too blunt or something like that. But if that's what your strength is your strength is clear thinking, clear talking, that's good. This is talking about using your strength, using what you have and going within and finding what it is you need. I'm going to leave the reading there, Taurus. I hope I've touched on some things that apply to you as you move into January. Thank you very much for watching. Bye for now.